Get a baby this morning. This is Elio Piedra. Yes, another morning, another coffee. This is Morning Coffee with Elio. Let me tell you something. I am super excited. Today is a very different, super special show. Yes, this episode is going to be super awesome. I have a super awesome guest. It's so much different. We're going to be learning a lot. So you better stick around because we are coming back right after our intro. Yes, because we love our intro. So you better stick around. This is Morning Coffee with Elio. Should I? Do you want to open the door for me? No, I mean, when I go, you open the door? Okay. Hello, baby. This is Elio Piedra. Inspiring you, inspire your day in a fun, dynamic, educated, different way. From Monday to Friday. Yes. Inspiring, learning, sharing stories, advertising all businesses around the world. Sit tight, grab your coffee, and relax. We want to welcome Morning Coffee. And just like that, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And you want to know where we are? You want to know where we are? Check it out. Here we go. Let's see who is the guest for today.
Hello. Come on in. Come on in.
This is what I'm talking about. How are you doing this morning?
I am outstanding, and I am so glad to have a chance to spend some time and talk with you and your viewers today. Welcome to UF Innovate with Coffee with Elio. I thought we'd switch it up a little bit, so I'm glad you were open to that. So I don't know, have you been here before?
No, this is my first time. I'm having a blast.
Okay, well, awesome. I want to take a quick look around. This is our lobby here. This
Right.
is where the University of Florida supports all of its early stage companies and businesses, in the spirit of entrepreneurship.
This is fantastic.
Yes. So come this way. We can show you a little bit around and get started.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I tell you, we came to Gainesville in 2013 and I fell in love with this city. And in about 2015, we decided to open up an office here. I was looking at locations all around from Tampa, Jacksonville, Miami, Orlando. But when I saw how much activity, how many companies, how much great business was happening and going on here, I said, oh, we're coming to Gainesville. So very excited to have you down at the Hub. It's a beautiful place here at UF Innovate. A lot of fantastic companies are here doing great business across the globe. So don't be fooled. We might be in Gainesville, Florida, but there is business and companies here from Brazil, from parts of South America, from Japan, all over that are represented here at the Hub. And so our firm is a part of several companies that are here. There's, including Starter Space and Santa Fe College and other great groups.
So let's go back to your very, very beginning, the beginning of your career. How was the beginning of Nouvelle Gonzalo and where?
Wow, so I'm actually originally from Ohio. It's a little colder up north, Midwest, but have very much enjoyed being down here in Gainesville and Florida. And let's see, we'll take you into our little neck of the woods. But started in Ohio.
This is getting fancy, guys.
But in Cleveland, Ohio, which is where our other office is. And this is my little corner. I call it my office box. I just come in, do all my work, and I'm all about it. I will say I love this one board we put together. It's called the gratitude board. These are all of the thank you cards, all of the love that our clients, the companies that we represent have sent us. And I always want to be reminded of the great things that people have been so thankful for. We even got some wonderful chocolates sent to us from some clients that we have in Canada, Vancouver. So people coming from all over, and I have so much fun, and I'm always so thankful. I never take it for granted, the wonderful companies that we serve. So yeah, but we have offices in Cleveland, Ohio, and also here in Gainesville. And it started with a goal to do things a little bit differently. We're not your traditional law firm by any means. We're, kind of shaking it up a little bit in terms of really having a strong focus not only on working with our clients and doing great work, but also on how we do that. And so we like to think of creative solutions. We like to bring a variety of different experts to the table and really work through things. But I will tell you, our focus today is on how people can use contracts to make more money. And I thought this topic would be great because I think so many times people think about contracts as just something they have because they should, and they lock it up and put it on a shelf and don't look at it anymore later. And so I said, no, make sure you are using those agreements to make more money for you, but most importantly, to not lose money. So,
that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So yes, I thought since you were coming to our neck of the woods today, we would bring you some Cuban coffee and some wonderful pastries.
Look at this, mi ampa.
Right?
Official coffee of the show, yes.
Exactly. I said, we need some café cubano para nuestros invitados, para Helio, porque si vas a estar en mi casa, vamos a estar invitando a ustedes. But no, I want you guys to be welcome and to enjoy. And we're going to have a good time this morning. So I'm glad.
That is awesome.
Un poco guayaba también. Yes.
That is awesome. Okay, so what can we do to make sure that our contract is in place, that we're doing the right thing with our contract?
Absolutely, absolutely. So when I say 4 key things, when I think about how you can use your contracts to make more money, the first thing is being super clear on the rights and responsibilities of the parties. You'd be so surprised how many contracts people don't make clear what each party's supposed to do. And guess what? If they don't do it, then there's no breach of contract, and you can sue that person, and they owe you some, you have some money that's owed, and it's an issue. So it's better to just make it clear, hey, what are we expecting each side to do? You think it's so simple, but you'd be surprised when it's not there. And when it isn't, people can lose money. So that's what we would say for number 1, for sure.
That's, and let's say if we do actually something wrong creating our own contract, how can we fix it if we don't have like a professional? Well, this is a tough question because if we don't have a professional like you, okay, immediately we are in trouble because people tend to do the wrong thing. Including myself, if I don't have the knowledge, and the tools to develop a right contract. I remember I have reached out to you so many times. Elliot, you need to take care of this. You need to take care of that. So what is the safest place if you don't have a professional?
So what I would say is, even if you don't hire a professional to help you with every aspect of it or to put the entire agreement together, just say, hey, I want a professional to just take a quick look over, edit it. Because at the end of the day, they don't send us to law school for 3 years and put us into practice. And, you don't want to be a case study that someone is reading about in law school of a company that didn't follow what they should have done or didn't realize what they should have done. But rather, we can help you through that. And even if it's not to kind of invest in the whole contract line by line, but you just want to have someone review it, that alone is tremendously helpful, I would say the second thing to keep in mind in terms of how to use your contracts to make more money is when it comes to your collaborations. So if you have other potential owners, if you have subcontractors. Now, I will say a lot of pretty large companies, they already get this. They already know. They say, nope, legal counsel, go ahead, put it together, it's done. But a lot of the emerging companies that are growing and they're on their way, they may not 100% feel the value just yet or be able to see it all the way. And so that's why I love to be able to reach out and help as companies are growing, emerging, as well as those that are well established. But making sure that if you're going to be owning a company with someone else, or if you're going to be hiring someone to do some work for you, make sure it's clear, because when you're losing money, you're not making money. So we want to make sure that how much people are getting paid is there, and if there's any breach or cancellation of the contract, that's clear, or if you transfer it to someone else. So.
Wow, that's awesome. So what is the number 3?
Yes, so number 3 is when you own. So for example, Elio, you have so much products. I can see your pop socket that you've got. You've got your branding on your truck, on your van. You've got Elio and the Elio Piedra brand everywhere, and it's fantastic. You want to own that. So companies and individuals that own their brand and have such an active presence like yourself, they want to make sure that they're able to monetize that. And I would say you're one of the people who has done that most beautifully that I have seen here in town, from making sure that if you have an agreement, for example, with somebody to use your name or your logo or your likeness, that you have really clear what the terms of that agreement are, and if you're able to make some money off of that. So are they going to be paying you a fee? Are they going to, so that's a way so that you have it set up that whether they're paying you a fee monthly or weekly or a flat rate, but you're able to make money off of your brand, and you want to make sure you own it, and that kind of gets into intellectual property. So if you have a trademark on your name or copyright on anything you've produced. So that would be number 3, being able to own and license your brand and make money from that and the contracts that would surround that. So that's, I'd say, your 3rd way to be able to make some money via contracts.
And then we have another step, right?
Yes, so the last one I think people often can forget about, and that's in terms of insurance. So insurances are something that you might think about maybe with your car, with your house, but you might say, okay, but Nouvelle, how does this come into play with my contract? How does this come into play? But there is business insurance that people can get. There are business interruption insurance. There is key person insurance. So if you have someone, for example, you are a key person, Elio, in your company, and anybody who works with you might want to get a key person insurance policy. So if anything happens to you, or if you're incapacitated, goodness forbid, for any period of time, there is actually an insurance that will pay you money to be able to continue on, pay the company money, not you personally, but pays the company money to be able to continue on. And so that's a huge opportunity when you think about things that are missed. Also, there's insurance that can cover attorney's fees. That is one of the single most expensive things that companies will have to pay, is oftentimes their legal counsel. And it's well worth it to have the guidance, but it doesn't make sometimes the cost any easier sometimes. It's still there, but there are insurances that can cover, in certain situations, legal fees. So making sure those are taken care of, and you are in good shape.
Wow, that's just awesome. That's unbelievable. How all the many things that you can do to prevent yourself from, having these problems.
Yes.
But how you guys can because you guys are international, national, international.
Yes.
You guys are you mentioned that you have clients in Canada,
Yes.
in Barcelona, right?
In South America, Canada, Asia, those are the United States, of course, but in abroad, it's mostly South America, Canada. We've worked with clients in Asia as well as parts of Europe. So yes.
Wow, that's so. Let me ask you this: what has been the biggest, let's say, the biggest situation that you say, wow, this is like a big problem here that we need to. Can you give me one example?
Well, I would say first, we have to protect attorney-client privilege, so we aren't able to really discuss actual client names per se.
Yeah.
But just in terms of big issues that we've seen companies face, and it's tough to see. It's so tough to see, and I would say. Well, one that comes to mind when there are ownership disputes that sometimes are the result of not having spoken through some of the details in the beginning for certain owners. Having to deal with paying out people who haven't done work, haven't performed under their contract,
and you still have to pay them because they're listed as an owner. So if you didn't define what they were supposed to do, technically they haven't done anything wrong if they do nothing, and they still have to be paid. So that's hard to see. That's hard to see.
Wow.
But then there are good things too that we love that are big projects, and we love to see companies expanding abroad. We work with a company in particular out of Vancouver, and they have expanded. We've worked with them for the last 6 years in particular, and we've helped them expand into multiple countries and co-counseled with lawyers in other states to help them open up in California, parts of Florida, Ohio, Nevada, Colorado. They've opened up offices in the Philippines, and a variety of locations, and we'd love to see that too. So there's the big projects that are good, and then the big projects that are, challenging, but we work with them and walk with them each step of the way.
Hello, and I am here with my Cuban coffee. Hey, I am having a wonderful time with Nouvelle. I mean, it is just fantastic. She is a remarkable human being that's been supporting, international, but especially our community here in Gainesville, Gator Nation, because this is Gator Nation.
Yes, I've got my Gator orange on today.
Yes, and what is my orange? Well, I have some dark blue.
You got the blue. You got the blue.
Yes.
Yes.
So I am very excited to be here with you this morning, but let's talk about the impact that your organization is having in our community, especially with many causes, many charity groups, organization, events. We recently actually did the second Greater Gainesville International Gala, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And it was a huge success, and we were basically, focusing on how all the different how much ethnicity we have here in Gainesville, the different cultures, foods. We had dancing. Oh my gosh, it was so much. I had the privilege to be just a small part of that.
You did a fantastic job. Excellent.
I tried to do my best. We also have actually Dance Alive National Ballet. Let's shout out to them as well.
Dance Alive is fantastic.
But your organization was a huge part of that. And not only in the Greater Gainesville International Gala, but many other different events. So, talk to me about how you got involved with this community. When did you came to Gainesville? And you already mentioned that you've been here, but when you came to Gainesville, how did you get involved with all these organizations?
Sure. So it's always, I think, a little difficult to always know where to start when you are looking at different nonprofits to get involved in. We work with nonprofit clients, and so it is something that I'm always aware of. What groups are out there, how can we assist them and help them? But I had a chance through our church at the time to go to an event that someone was holding at their home, and they were telling us about a particular nonprofit called Creative Gainesville, and I was just blown away. And this is a group that focuses on restoring women impacted by sex trafficking.
Wow.
And I said, but in Gainesville this is happening?
Wow.
This is a small town. I've lived in New York and DC and England and Italy, and I would think that this was something more focused abroad, but they said right downtown.
Wow.
So so I started getting involved with them and working with them on their board, and partnering with their executive director, Allison Angaro. We just had a recent event last week, Life Reclaimed, and it was excellent. And I've also been a huge fan of the arts and definitely support Dance Alive as well. So
Linda, we love you. We love you.
yes, Linda Rocha, she's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
Kim and
absolutely. And so I would say looking at the projects that are out there, being able to lend my support wherever I can. I'm so happy to do it. It's hard to help all of the charities, but if we can at least find one or two that we could get behind and really help, I feel it's great. And you have some interesting charity work you're doing here too.
Yeah, I also can mention that, but I also want to mention a quote by Les Brown that you love Les Brown and I do
Yeah.
too. Les Brown actually said, and this is not a quote of the day, by the way. The quote of the day is coming up your way.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, but Les Brown has been said that we should be ashamed of ourselves if we check out of this world without having done a major contribution to humankind. So I think, actually we've been trying to do so many major contributions, and yeah, you may just mention it. I am super honored and have the privilege to be involved with the Keira Grace Foundation. I'm going to Dominican Republic actually the ending March, because what they do is they actually provide the treatment for children that they have cancer in poor countries in Latin America. Because I don't know if you know this, but I actually learned it from this organization. Most of them are scientists and just different actually organizations like yours that get together to support this beautiful cause. And if you don't live in the United States or Europe, the kid has like 90% to not survive.
Wow.
Yes, because they don't have the sources, they don't have the research. It's just insane. But if you live in the United States, Europe, well, you have like from 85 to 90% to survive, and these people they have been changing lives, the families, just so beautiful. I am very happy to be part of that this year, and I'll continue to do so because they are looking to expand to Brazil and Colombia. Actually, they are right now in Dominican Republic, but also Brazil and Colombia are very poor in specific countries because they go to the poor side of the country to bring these sources to the kids. Yes.
Wow. Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
That's so awesome.
So talk to me, what is the most recent project that you are working on? The latest one.
Yes. We're doing some really fun projects right now. I would say we work on about 50 projects a week.
50? Oh my God.
About 10 a day.
Wow.
Is
That's
what
awesome.
we're working on. We've been very blessed to have
Awesome.
great inquiries and people coming in. We do wonderful work with franchises. We're representing, I always try and be respectful of their privacy, but also share at the same time. But it is public knowledge.
Yeah.
Those things that are public knowledge are fine to share.
Yeah.
But right now we're working with different franchises. We are working with Maple Street Biscuit Company and some of the projects that they're working on. We are working, we've done consulting for the Cleveland Clinic Hospital out of Cleveland. We have, the last 3 years recently, I've also taught at the University of Florida College of Law, international corporate law. Have very much enjoyed that, working with the students. We're working with a nonprofit that's looking to go into Cameroon and different parts of South America. And so I think a lot of times people think of international expansion in terms of for-profit companies and corporations and that sort of thing, but nonprofits are also doing great work too. And so we work with them to do that. And what else? Working on a really interesting case out of Greece as well right now, and helping to get some great information for them. But yeah, so it's a nice mixture. I mean, Greece, we've done some consulting on a case over in Slovakia, and
That's awesome.
people to kind of maximize their business there. Sometimes people have questions on, we're doing business abroad, but how do we handle the money coming back? Especially for companies that are in regions that might be what are called sanctioned companies or countries. So if it's a region of the world that the United States has on a list of countries that we're not either allowed to do business with or that we have restricted rights to do business with, it can be a little bit more involved. So we work with them on how to do that. How do they structure their banking? How do they get the money back into the United States so that everything is legal, appropriate, and where it's supposed to be. So those are really fun projects, and I love that just as much as I love working on, a company right here in Gainesville that's working on local shops, local businesses, being able to give them the same resources and access to resources that we offer our multinational clients. So.
That is awesome. Hey, we're here with Gonzalo Law, Nouvelle Gonzalo, an amazing national, international lawyer from Gonzalo Law. And you know, the amazing thing that I always I feel very impressed of is that you not only help people, but you also educate everybody around. I mean, all over the place. I remember we had a wonderful group here in Gainesville, Florida, that is called the Professional Wedding Vendors of Gainesville. You came, and that day I was blown away by all the knowledge, all the different things that can happen to you if you are a vendor of any type. If you are a caterer, if you are a performer, it doesn't matter. You were talking about so much content, great content, different topics, different points and tasks that we should have like the right way and things that we need to learn and know and be knowledgeable about. And I was like, wow.
Well, I have to tell you, and I didn't even know that there was a group called the Professional Wedding Vendors Group.
Yes.
I said, wow, they really are specific here. That's so awesome. And I love the opportunity to talk with you further there, because I would say I would always see Elio different places and different events. And I wanted the opportunity to say, I said, I think I asked you, I said, what's your story? I said, what is it? Where are you from?
Yes.
What are you about? What got you interested in Gainesville? And so I really enjoyed the opportunity, and I love being able to speak with different groups and be able to educate on different areas of the law, and also find out more about them and to be able to really engage with them as a company. I would say you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
No.
And so it's like you can give the information out there, make sure that people have the tools, but some will use it and some won't.
Yeah.
And you just say, have I done my due diligence? Have I let them know what they need to do?
Yeah.
At that point, it's kind of up to them. But I love it. I love the work that we do. I love the chance that I have an opportunity to collaborate with a lot of my colleagues down in Miami, Orlando. They're international attorneys in the state of Florida doing some amazing work, from boutique firms like ours all the way up to, 30 office law firms all over the world. And so I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to connect with all of them, be very good friends with all of them. I love the work that we get to do too, because as a boutique firm, we have about 7 on our team. And I am the primary attorney, and there's another attorney with me who is of counsel, Maria Curatolo. And so her and then our support team, we work with law students and also undergraduates who are pretty sharp and on top of their game to really be able to help and work with companies. But we love it. We have fun doing it.
This is another thing that I love about Gonzalo. You guys are bilingual, all of you, and most of you. Every time I come here, there is someone that speaks Spanish or another language.
Yes.
And to me, it's very special how you are like very concerned. You are about having different languages to take care of your clients. Okay, watch. Because some firms you go and you only speak English or you only speak Spanish, and for me it's kind of special. I feel like that's special that you want to take care of everybody,
Right.
and make sure that everybody feels comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
I gotta say that every time you are with somebody, for example, you are talking with Noelle, you feel very relaxed, very comfortable. Well, first of all. She's gonna get you this, but also you make people feel so comfortable, and you start. They speak Spanish, and I remember we were at Miapa, and we were having a meeting, and then one of my friends stopped by, and she actually is bilingual, but she started speaking Spanish, and she thought that you were only speaking English, and then you say, "Hey, ¿cómo está?" And she was like, "Oh, how cool is this?"
Yes.
So
yes.
you are bilingual, not only your organization, but you are bilingual too.
Right. So I've been formally trained in 5 languages, actually. So
Wow.
Mandarin,
Awesome.
Chinese, French, Italian, Spanish, English, Russian. So 6, but I don't count English for that, for new languages. But now I'm really only fluent in Spanish and English. And so I know the value that it is and that it can have when you are, especially when you're doing business. It's one thing when you're conversational with someone and you're wanting to connect with them, but when you're dealing with sometimes issues that are some of the most expensive issues that you'll deal with as a company, or if it's a non-business issue but still legal, some of the most important issues that you'll have to deal with over the course of your lifetime, any way that we can go out of our way to kind of connect with that person, we try to. And we have team members that also speak French and Dutch and other languages as well, and Spanish certainly. And I think you would think, oh, in Florida, that's just a given, but not necessarily. And so we always try and reach out and connect. And I would tell you, when I've been in other countries and places, and when people took the extra time to speak English to me, I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was like, you just meet me halfway.
Yes.
And we're by no means perfect, but we really do try to make sure that we understand where people are coming from.
That is fantastic. I'm gonna grab my coffee really quick because this is morning coffee with Elio, let me tell you. And now I'm gonna go off camera once again, and then we're gonna keep with this segment that is called the question of the day, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Question of the day.
Okay.
So let's back up really quick. The 4 topics that we're talking about, the 4 steps.
Right. So the 4 ways to be able to make money off of the contracts that you have. 1, know your rights and responsibilities under that contract. 2, any third parties that you're dealing with, whether it's owners or subcontractors, make sure that the agreements in terms of payment are very clear and the expectations in terms of what they're supposed to do is clear. 3, we also have your intellectual property and owning your brand so that you can then license it and maybe allow for someone else to use it or to have an agreement to make money off of use of your brand. And 4 was insurance, making sure that you have your insurances in place to be able to protect your company and to be able to cover you in the event of a loss. And not just your standard insurances, but your business insurances that cover legal fees or any interruption in the business, because any money lost is a way that you are not making money. So use those contracts. Don't just put them on a shelf and pack them away and not look at them again. Make sure that they are working for you.
All right, there you are, guys. It's Nouvelle Gonzalo from Gonzalo Law Firm. You have right there the telephone number and the address in case you want to reach out and learn more about this. But also, leave a comment below, leave your question. Let us select the question of the day, and right after the show, we're gonna get back to you with the answer and just to follow through to make sure that you have the knowledge that you need to, succeed with your agreement, with your contract. Right now, we're gonna do like a quick game with Noel. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
So we have
lots of fun, Elliot.
Yeah. So we have the superpower game for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have here. What would you like to do? Fly, disappear, multiply, or run? What would you like to do? 4 superpowers.
Wow, you said fly,
disappear, multiply, or run.
Oh man, I'd probably say multiply. That's great. That would be an amazing superpower because I think so many business owners think if I could only multiply myself to be in more places or to do more things and to impact more people and more lives, that would be awesome. So
yes, multiply. That's it.
What was yours? What would yours be?
Multiply.
Is yours too? See? Okay, all right, that's great.
Yeah, multiply because I like that. I can be with my Bella. I can be bringing the fiesta, my morning coffee, and everything in between. Let me tell you. Yes. Multiply, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. That's our superpower. Yes. And we are coming back. We are taking a quick break. We're coming back with the great Nouvelle Gonzalo from Gonzalo Law Firm. Check it out. are here. We are back. Yes, we are. This is Morning Coffee with Elio, and I am with the great Nouvelle Gonzalo from Gonzalo Law Firm, and we're super excited to be here with you guys. As you can see, we are in a beautiful room. We'll be having like a tour around, Innovate. Against you? No, UF Innovate. Yeah. Yes. No, I am mixing up Create Gainesville with.
That's a great group. This is UF Innovate, though.
Yeah, exactly. And we are very honored to be here. I never been in this building actually, and I gotta tell you, I am very impressed with the room. The view, how amazing it is inside. And actually, let's mention that really quick. You were talking about that this organization, this building, they support like entrepreneurs.
Yes. So UF Innovate is owned by the University of Florida, and this is really a building that focuses on providing space for early stage entrepreneurs and businesses and all. So there are multiple companies here that have gone from being startups to then being established and growing, and then they go out into other spaces. So yes.
I love it. Let me see if you guys can actually watch a little bit of this around. Look at this beautiful view. And then we have all this. Look at this. This is just fantastic. We love the view here. It's so nice to see outside. We have so much natural lighting, So yeah. I am very happy to be outside of the studio to change it up a little bit.
We gotta let them have a little break and
yes.
do something different, switch it up and all.
Awesome. So right now, we would like to shout out to our sponsors. By the way, Gonzalo is one of our sponsors. Yes, keep supporting, small businesses, yes. Organization, and different projects, all over the world, not only in Gator Nation. You already know it. So let's check who is our sponsors. Are you ready? So we have Motor Group. Yes, we're starting with Motor Group, and you have the number right there. Let me tell you, they are sponsoring the What Would You Change game. Make sure Siba Range, beautiful venue for wedding and corporate events. You have any corporate event coming up? If you're into golf, Gainesville Country Club, they are the place for you. And Ravel Realty Group, you are looking to buy or sell your house. Ravel Realty Group, they have what you are looking for, but make sure you sign your contract with the right person and make sure everything is fine. Team Cabrera, the best mortgage company, and Mia Palatin Cafe, the official coffee of the show. Yes. So Tommy's Auto Works, from any problem, any minor to major problem, Tommy's Auto Works, they treat you like family. A Cuban mechanic, they are gonna fix almost anything. So, we have Kicks Dog Pediatrics. They treat my baby, my Bella, my world. They're amazing. And they treat you like family. They really do. PT Solution, general, residential, and commercial maintenance. You have the number on the screen. So make sure you reach out to them. Bene Auto is the top dealer of used car in North Central Florida. The best restoration, master of disaster. George, you did amazing yesterday.
Great job, Jorge.
Yes. So beautiful garden of Florida. They are gonna make your garden look beautiful.
Ooh, very nice.
Yes, that's fantastic. And then we have Polka Central, which is the official partner and co-producer of Morning Coffee with Elio, and we are very honored to have them. Arno Insurance for all, auto home insurance, and insurance for all Floridians. Yes, and we have Modern Love. You don't get in any accident, but if you do, dial pound hurt. And then Charco Grill, they say they have the best carne asada in town. So you need to stop by and check it out. We have the Creek Restaurant and Events Center. Yes, the Creek are there in Country Creek and Turkey Creek Country Club. CC Accounting, this tax season. Tax season, guys, make sure. And we have Gonzalo Law. Yes. U.S. International Corporate Law. You have the number right there. We have Rutex, videography services and video production. They are about to do an insane work with us. Yes. We have a surprise for you coming up in 10 days. Yes. And those are our sponsors. We are so honored to have them. Let me tell you, I am fired up this morning. Let me tell you. So right now we are gonna jump really, really quick in what we call the segment of the quote of the day. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
And this is by Nouvelle. Let me tell you, it's kind of fun to do the impossible.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: why you selected this quote?
You know what? I love that quote just because of the fact that it's talking about doing something that maybe people said wasn't possible to do, or that people said was too difficult, or too monumental to make happen, and then getting it done, but in kind of a nonchalant kind of way. It's kind of fun to do something that people said would never happen. So I said I love that because it just speaks to the fact that working hard, accomplishing the goal, pushing through, that final result, you get a chance to enjoy and have fun.
Now, and I would really want to mention this. I want to mention that it is also fun. It's fun to do the impossible. Also, it's fun to kind of like protect your attitude so much and be prepared for those people that they are gonna come closer to you, because and they're gonna tell you something negative about you or something negative about. I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you why I'm mentioning this. And they'll tell you something that they are trying to make you feel bad. Okay, so you need to be ready for those type of people, those toxic people. So, for example, yesterday somebody came to me, and it was like, hey, are you making enough money? Is my people was a little weird comment, like giving you money. I was like, what are you talking about? My people, the what? And then, so basically, it just like those comments means that whatever you're doing is you are being successful, that you made them look bad in a certain way because they feel uncomfortable because of you. For example, you are doing so good, like probably another firm they are saying something bad about your firm is because they feel uncomfortable. It makes sense? They feel uncomfortable because you don't stop, you work hard, you are international, you are huge, and you want to do more and more and more. So the people, this is my message, the people that they are in the comfort zone all the time, they want to do, they want to wake up at 10 a.m., they want to go to bed at 8, they want everything easy. This is not an auction. Since this is not an auction, you gotta probably wake up at 6 or 5 or whatever you gotta do. I don't remember the other day.
This is the guy who really lives it, so that's true. It's good. He's an early riser.
All right, and you too. The other day I remember we were talking about the show, we have been here and everything. We were texting so late at night about different ideas to share with you guys. But it's with a purpose. It's about you. It's about your knowledge. It's about you getting the most out of this show, taking advantage of having someone like Nouvelle and her organization that I see like an institution that is helping so many people. So it's about that. It's about helping people, but the people also that criticize your success, they're getting the message all wrong. It's not about the money. It's about helping people, how you can make an impact in other people's life, how you can improve people's knowledge, people's life in general.
That's right. And I would say that there's a book I'm reading, and it talks about how our goal should really be to impact as many lives as possible, to be able to touch as many lives as possible. So whether that's through, financial gain, whether that's through nonprofit work, whatever that is, but as many lives as you're able to impact is, the better off we're able to be.
Yeah, I mean, and so I just wanted to say that comment, you are not supposed to listen to it, but that was so different, right? It was so weird that I was like, whoa, we'll still have those moments. So you better be prepared for those people and say no to them. Say yes to your dreams, yes to your goals, yes to you, because you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Right. And just by saying that, hey, the boss is leaving. We gotta go. Let me tell you.
Get back to work.
Just by saying that, we're gonna jump into Meet Your Hero game with Nouvelle. So let me ask you, who would you like to meet?
Wow.
Former President of the United States, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, or Nelson Mandela.
Wow, those are all amazing choices.
I know. And you get to say why.
I've actually met Nelson Mandela, so that was amazing. And his book is great. I would maybe say former President of the United States. And the reason for that is because at that level you have so much on your plate, and you have so many groups that you have to be able to work with and collaborate with. And yeah, I would love to be able to pick the brain of some of, one of the former presidents and ask, how did you balance that? How did you balance, impacting so many lives, the tremendous sacrifice your family probably had to make in the process, and and then how do you then use that to create an amazing legacy? So
wow, and which president? You don't mind me?
Sure.
Hey.
I have to say I'm a pretty big Obama fan, so
Okay.
I would love to meet President Obama. I've seen him. I've been to the White House. It was amazing, but I didn't have a chance to chat with him, so I would love to chat.
Yeah, and I gotta.
Or Michelle, if you're watching. Michelle, President Obama, either of them.
Awesome. So I gotta clarify this. We don't talk about politics or religion here, okay? It is all just questions, just random questions. We love to know the whys, and that's basically it. To be honest, I would love to meet Nelson Mandela because, and his determination. Okay, I think in life everything is the will. One more time, going back to Les Brown, he said that anybody can do any harm, physical harm to you, if you allow it, like let's say break your bones. We're going to the stream here, whatever. But nobody can break your spirit, okay? And his spirit was unstoppable, untouchable, was the strongest for a long time, and that's the why he is a giant, and he's going to remain like that.
If you read his book, Long Walk to Freedom, it will feel like you met him, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Long Walk to Freedom. That's awesome. That's awesome. That actually, there is a book that I also highly recommend that is called The Road to Your Best Stuff by Mike Williams. It is a Les Brown mentor. He's the guy actually. Mike Williams is the reason Les Brown exists, basically.
Wow.
So I highly recommend this book. And you make a comment below right now. What is the hero that you would like to meet from these four? Former President of the United States, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, the guy who said that we have those who want it to happen, those that wish it to happen, and we have those that make it happen. So, and then we have Nelson Mandela, determination himself. So just make a comment below. And remember, we have the question of the day open right after we finish our show, okay? And we'll leave it like that for a week, probably. I don't know. We'll leave it like that, and we'll see if you make a comment below. What is the question that you have about, having your contract in place, about the 4 different steps that we've been talking about throughout the show. What are they? You gotta go back and watch. Yes. Or you can listen at any time on iTunes, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Yes, we are on all those platforms thanks to, Podcast Central. So make sure you comment below. So, are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time, yes.
This is fantastic. This is Morning Coffee with Elio. We're here at UF Innovate with Nouvelle Gonzalo from Gonzalo Law Firm. And we've been talking about that it's kind of fun to do the impossible. It's kind of fun to just stand out and be outside of the comfort zone. I always said this to myself because people ask me that all the time about, my energy, about my time, how I manage this, that. And it's like, I always said that success, and you know this really well, success is painful. Okay, and we need to learn how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Okay, and I actually was listening to something that one of my heroes, Ed Milet, was mentioning. That when you are seeking something big in your life, and you are thinking, what is the biggest dream? This is one of the questions that oftentimes people ask me, what is your biggest dream? I have learned this from my life. Like my biggest thing would be like at the end of my life, when I check out, because we're all gonna go someplace.
Only thing promised.
Yeah. So when I check out this world and I get there because I believe that there is something else, I wanna meet the guy that I was supposed to be in life. The human being that I was supposed to be, the human being that is supposed to achieve everything as a husband, as a father, as a performer, as a host, as a friend, everything, and I want to be equal to that guy. I think God has a person that you are supposed to be, and it takes a lot of work to accomplish that, to meet that person and say, hey, you are my twin brother. And for me, I think that would be heaven, and actually the opposite, which is hell, would be someone that, how sad would be to meet that person and say, wow, this is what I was supposed to be. And you can meet that. I mean, that's, whew, that's powerful, I'm telling you.
And I want to add something to that. You talk about how it's not always pleasant to be working toward those levels of success. And I would add to that the fact that at every single level, you will face challenges.
Yes.
Every single level, there are going to be people who, I call it sharpen you. You know, they might be very difficult personalities or whatever the personality type or the person might be. I'd say allow them to sharpen you and make you better than who you are, making you more patient. Because I think about it in terms of, you know, God saying, do you think it's going to be easy at every level? Do you think with success you have to learn to work with all types of people and be able to be the better for it, not quitting, not giving up, not being vindictive or angry, but learning to work with those people, allow them to sharpen you, make you better, and then you keep going to that next level.
I love it. Yes. Yeah, and remember, the other, I think it was like a month ago, we were talking here at Morning Coffee with Elliot that we need, it's not like we need that we want them, but we, at the same time, we want problems in our life, because problems is one of the biggest signs of progress. The more you progress, the bigger the problem becomes. People say, oh, because when I have a lot of money, if you have a lot of money, that means you have a lot of problems. Because you have a lot of stuff, a lot of different things to manage, a lot of, it's more challenges. Yes, more difficulty, more struggle, more obstacles, more people that they're gonna tell you something negative because your success is gonna make them look bad or feel uncomfortable. Just because people, here's the thing, this is so awesome. We have toxic people and we have nurturing people, and what we call like bread and butter. No, oh my gosh, yeah, it's like what we call like coffee people, like sweet coffee people. It's just like the people that you call at 2 a.m. and say, hey, I have a flat tire, and they say, hey, where you are, you know, because they're going to pick you up. So you don't have a sweet coffee people, make sure you get some today. Sweet coffee people. So, and then we have just the toxic people that they don't believe in dreams, they don't hold you accountable, they just don't care about their dreams or whatever they want to accomplish. So they want to drag you with them, you know, and we have, you know, the people that they all actually, yes, they hold you accountable, they care about your dreams, they believe in you, okay, and they want you to know that you got what it takes. So.
And too, I think when you think about toxic people, I think it's important to remember you never know what their background is. You never know what they went through. You never know what they were raised with. It's easy for us to take for granted coming up in an environment that maybe was surrounded with love or that had, you know, some good resources. But not everybody does, not everybody did. And so I always think about that in terms of when I meet people who might have a challenging personality and say, okay, but you know what? We don't know where they're coming from or what their experiences are. We are the sum of our experiences so many times.
Yes.
And so I think it's important to keep that in mind and extend grace to people because it was extended once to us.
Love it. And just by saying that, we're going to jump into our next game because this is, yes, we have more for Nouvelle today. Wow. So this is a what would you change game. What would you change? economic situation, political situation, emotional situation, or mindset.
This is what I would change in the world?
In the
or
world.
what I would change
Yes,
for
yes,
me?
yes. Thanks for clarifying
Okay,
that. Yeah.
okay.
What would you change in the world? Let's say you have
Okay.
the world.
Okay,
What would you
wow.
change?
Ooh, wow. Well, I would say if it's between economic situation, political situation, emotional situation of the world, I would have to say the mindset, because mindset in and of itself, that changes everything else. When you change how your mind views things, it doesn't matter who's in office, it doesn't matter what the politics are, because your mind is right. And so I'd say if we have a better mindset of those in leadership and in power and in our community, we can go really far.
Woo! I love it. Yes, I love it because I would change mindset too.
Yes.
That's everything.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We have a lot of the same answers.
Hey,
See?
hey, hey.
That's great.
And I promise we didn't have time to practice
Yes,
this.
I didn't even know he was asking any of these questions. These are all
Exactly.
in the spur of the moment.
Yes. So we want you to answer this game as well. Make a comment below. What would you change? What would you change in the world, but what would you change also within you? There is another quote that I love, by the way. That is, it said that there is no enemy within. Okay, the enemy outside can do us no harm. How you like that? I love it. I love quotes. I love quotes.
Me
and,
too.
yeah,
Me too.
I love quotes, and I love feel inspired, because if you feel inspired, you can actually make a difference. You can also inspire others and let them know that they can also accomplish things.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I know that it's kind of about what we're doing, but I want to ask you a question too, and the question that you said a lot of people ask you, because I think that, people see you everywhere, right?
Yeah.
We see you on your van, we see you at the mall, we see you on social media, we see you doing amazing things, and then we see your calendar for the month that's filled with things every single night, with amazing events that you're hosting. How do you balance that? I'm sure your wife is very supportive, your family's very supportive in everything that you do, but I think it's also great to share with companies how you balance that, how different business owners who are nose to the grindstone, awake at 3 a.m, are doing what they do. So how would you say you manage that and balance that so that you're giving good time to Bella and your wife and your family?
Yeah, well, that's a super awesome question.
He's like, wait, the questions are not for me. They are not for me.
No, actually, that's a great question. Everything in life is about managing your time. Time management. And I have learned, and I'm still learning, because life is about learning, that when you are trying to be present in the moment, I've been learning how to, for example, I am with Bella.
Yeah.
No matter, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if the president is calling me. I try to be with Bella.
Yeah.
And I try to accomplish the experience. As much as when I am performing, and I don't know if it's not important and a member of my family is calling me, I try to be present for you that came to my show to enjoy Elio, because you came to my show for the experience. No, this is the way I see it,
right,
for the experience. So I try to don't miss that moment of creating the experience for my baby, and then the same thing I do with my people. And in terms of time, because here's the thing, sometimes we have 10 minutes, and from those 10 minutes, we use 2 to spend on social media, scrolling down. Oh, what is this? But those 2 minutes, you could send a contract, you could make 2-3 calls to different clients. So what happens is, if you use those 2 minutes to go social media, and then when you are with your baby, you are going to remember about the contract, and then you are doing that while you can spend full time, be 100% present in that moment.
Yes, awesome.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's hard. Don't expect it to be easy, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, but if I don't answer this call, you're not going to lose the client. Nothing's going to happen to you. Don't freak out. Just be.
And if you do, there will probably be another one.
Exactly. No, and I'm telling you, yes, thanks for that, because sometimes we freak out, and probably it wasn't the right client for you.
Right.
All right, probably you are trying to have a client that, I'm sorry, probably you should be recommending that client to another person, another colleague of the same industry. It doesn't matter, just try to be present. That would be my best advice. For example, when I am here, I am full 100% with you and with Nouvelle. I don't want to be, paying attention to any email, anybody that is morning coffee with Elio, and then when we are done with this, I have my meetings, and then I stop by. I'm with my Bella. So it is be present. It is key element for you to accomplish time management. That would be my advice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I would agree with that. I think I would say too, I've learned to scale back some of my activities and really select my projects really carefully, so that I can make sure that I have more time, both for the work that I'm doing and then also for my family. We have 2 children. I have a wonderful husband, and
David.
Yes, David and Adriano and Marco.
Yes.
So just being able to spend time with them is awesome. But carving out that time, I do start the day really early. I do start around 2:30, 3 a.m. and go until not super late. Now you see, you perform until the evening.
Yes.
I have a kindergarten bedtime of about 8:30, so I go to sleep with the kids. But that it does help to get up pretty early and get started for the day.
That is huge, guys. 2 points to close the show. Like this is remarkable. So time management and making priorities. Okay, what are your priorities? What are your whys, your reasons, the things that when the alarm goes off, you are excited about, your morning. I mean, I know you're excited about morning coffee with Elliot, but besides that, your reasons, So yeah, that's a super awesome question. And just to close, this is what is coming up tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we're going to have Gilberto de Paz. He's supposed to come to the show. Gilberto, you gotta come. Yeah, so we're going back to the studio. We're gonna be actually jamming for the first time. We're gonna be playing instruments at the studio, learning about how a human being can have different, different careers at the same time, also having an impact in every single one of them. And we're gonna learn about the legacy of the Paz family. And I wanna share with you that episode. Very important, if you come back to our show every single morning, we are going to lift your spirit up. Remember the first 30 minutes of your day, please take care of them because they are going to dictate your whole day. Believe it or not, I mean, this is something I do, if you want to practice that. Every time you wake up, I don't know, I know most people because I've been listening to different conversations like people, I've been asking friends, they immediately go to their phone. If you actually check your phone and there is a bad news, or it doesn't matter if it's family or not, your day is gonna change right there. Your day probably it's not gonna be what you're.
Try not to read about the coronavirus first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because everybody's freaking out about
health and wellness.
Yeah.
And wholeness.
Yes. Take 30 minutes to express your gratitude, to think about how blessed you are, how blessed you should feel, just to be alive. Because we're here, and that's part of being present. Do you see what I'm saying? Being present with yourself, with your family, with your business, with your clients, with everybody. And as I always say, stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full. It's been such a tremendous pleasure with Elio Piedra here in Nouvelle Gonzalo Law Firm. Yeah, this is Morning Coffee with Elio. And oh my goodness, look at you.
All right, yes. I'm going to go get back to those cases and get back to work.
Yes, because
if any of our clients are watching, I will be in touch. Don't worry,
exactly.
I'm working on your stuff.
Yes, so thank you very much for watching. It's been such a, wonderful experience to be here at this amazing building with Gonzalo Law Firm. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Elio Piedra, another morning, another coffee, because this is Morning Coffee with Elio. Thank you so much.